Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Therapist Talks. I am your host, Jacob Minig, licensed mental health addiction professional from the state of Minnesota, here to again offer you another great reaction video. Today, it's going to be a reaction video off of Justice for the People court case of the wedding videographer claims to ruin wedding, or the man who sues her claims that she just ruined everything. So again, I'll be using my professional mental health mindset to determine what I feel about it and what y'all feel about it. And it's going to be another great, phenomenal episode. And please, again, I really love the support. Please like and subscribe to my channel. It's greatly appreciated. And let's begin.
Okay, Mr. Werthers, you were suing your former friend, Ms. Vile, for $5,500 that you paid her for a video, and she is counterclaiming you a remaining $5,500 that you were supposed to pay at the end. Tell me how you two know each other.
We go pretty far back to fourth grade.
Well, that is far back.
It is. Kids. We were neighbors, grew up in the same neighborhood, grew up together, played together as much as we could, I guess. And then as we got older, we kind of grew apart. As kids get older and it happens, you find different things. I was more outgoing and played football and basketball.
Get to the point, dude.
And she was more artistic and kind of kept to herself, a little secluded.
Okay. So how did you end up?
Dear Lord, that had nothing to do with the case. That was like a minute and a half of jabbering that meant absolutely fucking nothing to the case. Dear God, get to the fucking point. Excuse my language, everyone.
Entering a contract together.
Well, so I had just recently been engaged, and I shared it on social media. And I think she was stalking me, maybe, or lurking through the dark webs of social media. Wow. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure that your social media is the dark web. However,
well, I don't know.
This guy already seems like a pompous asshole. Sorry, everyone. That's not my clinical mental health brain. That's just the humanistic side of me. Says this guy's a pompous asshole. But we'll continue.
She's doing your honor. There could be more.
You posted something for everyone to see, and she's part of the everyone who saw it. So she reaches out to you and says what?
And she says, I've recently got into videographer for weddings.
Okay.
And I would really love to offer you a special deal since we know each other. And after that, we met and I signed a contract.
All right. And the contract was for her to video your wedding?
Yes.
And how much were you paying her?
It was $11,000.
Okay, so you paid her $5,500
immediately for the deposit. Yes.
And then she, in return for this job pays well. In return for $11,000,
it's a great service.
You were going to do what? Film his wedding and provide him with what?
The content, the video content of
right, edited
video stills, interviews with the groom, him, not the groom anymore, but the fiance or the bride, their families, friends. It was just a lot of work, but it's very personal. So it's like a big price.
But it is a big price. Half the production.
Yeah, regardless.
Say that again?
There's a lot of work with half the production.
Regardless of
the price. A lot of work? Stop a second. What do you mean a lot of work with half the production?
She took pictures of a wedding that didn't take place. So how do you take pictures?
Oh, okay. All right.
You know what I mean?
What happened though? So here you are. It's your big day. You're in a tux.
So yeah, she had just done an interview with me, telling me why I loved my former fiance Amy and reasons what we were looking forward to in the future. And I got a very important phone call. So I didn't think, and I just took it.
Please.
I took the phone call. I exited rather quickly as possible, and I took the phone call. So, and then little to my knowledge that I was mic'd from the interview, that I was overheard for the entire wedding to hear.
You mean everyone who was waiting there for the ceremony to begin?
Family, friends, my.
How long was your phone call?
It was as brief as possible.
What is that? I don't know what that means. 1 minute, 20 minutes. What was it? It was
less than 10 minutes.
Less than 10 minutes.
Yes.
And for 10.
My God, that could still be so much though. Like 7 minutes, 5 minutes. Yeah, come on, dude.
Minutes. People heard you on the phone?
Yes.
How does that happen?
That's a great question for a professional, right?
what happened in the situation where I was doing all the interviews with, as I was in the contract to have
Right,
everyone.
but those interviews were never intended to be heard by the people who were inside waiting for the ceremony to begin.
Exactly.
They're not supposed to be hearing
Exactly,
that.
Your
So
Honor.
that's my question. How did that As it turns out, it was really bad because you were talking to your side hustle, right?
Ooh.
It's not a side. It's not like a
It
current
was
side
someone
hustle.
who you were saying, I love you, even though I'm marrying Amy.
It wasn't like
And
that.
Amy heard it. It wasn't like that? Tell me how it was. I don't want to get it wrong.
She's a former ex. She was my first love. So
I'm already getting the vibe this guy knows he shouldn't be doing something, but he's doing it anyways, and he's just trying to defend himself. He's already digging a bigger hole than he has to. Again, honesty tends to help everything out for the most part, and he's just not being honest.
she called it because she was telling me she was on the way to ruin my wedding.
Why?
Because
If she was your first love from a way long time ago and you weren't seeing her, why would she go ruin your wedding? Because you were seeing her.
I wasn't seeing her at that time. No, that time had gone.
Is that why
So
you're on the
exactly how it
phone?
looks like? That's how it is.
You're
But
on the
anyway,
phone telling her that you
what
were
was
the
it?
only love.
I'm
Yeah. Again, I'm single, never married. But it's just like he's putting himself in a situation he doesn't need to be in. And again, the fact that the ex is calling him from I don't know how long ago on his wedding day is a red flag. Like why is he still having that interaction with her, or any interaction with her tells me that something is going on that shouldn't be going on.
marveling at this. Did you hear the conversation?
I did, Your Honor.
And what was he saying?
He was basically saying on the phone to her that you are my only love. You were the one love. Even though I'm getting married, you're always going to be. You're always going to be mine. And like they talked, and it got her to a point where he calmed her down. It was almost like they were going to see each other afterwards.
Okay.
And
can I ask you a question though? Why are the guests hearing that?
Coming up. That is actually a great phenomenal question, because if they're just supposed to be like interviews, why were there any of the interviews on the intercom where the whole party can like hear it? I thought, being in her profession, she's just doing the recordings of the interviews, and then she's going to save the recording file and put it on the website or put it on the video or whatnot. Yeah, that's a great question. Why was this, especially this one, why was this one on the intercom so everyone can hear in the first place? And obviously we had the phone call. Why didn't she stop him and say, hey, your mic's on? Which they're probably going to get to, or that's probably what the judge is going to challenge her on, is like, why didn't you just tell him to stop and take the thing off? Yeah.
I'm trying to understand how that happened. Do you know?
yes, in my defense, Your Honor, he was the last person to have those interviews when I said that I give everybody little interviews to put it into the content of the wedding videos. He was the last one that I was going to give the interview to. And so I mic'd him up and we had a little talk. I asked him, what are your plans, you and Amy, in the future? What are you guys going to do for a year?
Please don't interrupt.
For a year from now, where do you guys see yourselves?
Yeah, blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
How did it get projected to the entire room of invitees?
So he was mic'd up, and he was supposed to stay mic'd up because from that little interview that I had with him, he was supposed to go directly to the altar, and then that was supposed to be
then if he coughs, if he burps, that's also projected. I'm not understanding. Excuse me. I have been doing this without you my whole life.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Go ahead. I don't understand. How?
You can tell she's obviously invested, but she's also maybe really feeling it from the woman's point of view about what's going on, how the fiance felt. But she's also equally as mad at the videographer for what's going on too.
How is it that mic is not turned off and then turned on again at the relevant time?
Because for Your Honor, I'm new to my business as well. And the thing was, he was directly supposed to go from my little interview with him directly to the altar without speaking.
It doesn't matter.
And so,
if the wedding hasn't begun, then whatever he's saying is also going to be projected into that room. And what I don't understand is the minute that you hear that a private conversation is being projected, how do you not turn that off?
Yeah.
Why don't you turn off his mic? Why don't you turn off the speakers that are in there?
To be honest with you, Your Honor,
you didn't know how to.
I needed to contact.
You didn't know how
honest,
to.
I needed to contact my team to do that as well, because I have certain departments where they all work and do those things.
You did not know how to solve the crisis in that instant.
I was shocked just hearing him talk to that girl, because I have virtues and I have
the content of his.
Again, from her job, it's like none of your business what the conversation's about, and you need to do your job. And if you knew like that conversation was going into the mic for everyone to hear, you should put a stop to it. And again, she's probably right, but to me, it doesn't seem like it'd be that difficult. She's all talking about like, oh, I need my team to do this, to turn it off, this or that. I mean, I could be wrong, but I just think it would be something as simple as just hitting a button, like hitting the stop button, or hey, give me your mic, take it out. You know what I mean? Like, why does she need her team for that? But again, I'm not a technical savant, so.
This conversation is a different story. He is mad because his voice was being projected to all that. As it turns out, he was up to no good. So he didn't want that to be projected. I am stuck on why was any voice projected and why couldn't it be stopped? What if he's in the bathroom and making bodily noises? I don't get how it is that you couldn't stop the problem. That's, I guess, what I'm trying to get at.
I think it just
It's not that I think he deserves cover.
Yeah.
I think he deserves to be in the front of every newspaper in America.
Right.
And all over the internet. Oh, excuse me, I'm dating myself. All over the internet. I just mean I don't understand how the technical difficulty could be so massive.
Right.
No matter what ends up coming out of his mouth, which is all bad, and I'm glad his bride saw it.
In a separate room.
I presume the marriage, from the way we're talking, did not go forward, right?
It did not.
Right.
Yeah, I will say this, like, obviously from like the moral standpoint or the mental health standpoint, it's like, yeah, she knew the truth. The wife or the future wife knew the truth, and he got what's coming to him. I think most of us can agree that he's portraying slimeball like behaviors, and this should have happened. But also there's the legal sense and the financial aspect of the money. Where's it going to go? This or that, where that's a whole different story. But morally, we all think like, yes, she got out free. She dodged a bullet with this guy. But then there's still the legal aspect of like her wanting her money and then him not wanting to give her the full amount, which again, it just seems like obviously the way the wedding didn't finish or complete. So obviously we know she didn't do 100% of the work. So in reality, I feel like she doesn't deserve all of it because the whole wedding didn't occur.
But we were in a separate room. And so when it was overheard on the loudspeaker, I was not in the room with all the people, with all the guests listening. I was in a separate area with him doing the interview.
And again, this seems like her first job or one of her first jobs. So she's obviously inexperienced, and hopefully she learns from this for sure. But yeah, this seems like one of her first jobs, and she's going to make mistakes, and hopefully you learn from them.
Interview, and then he was supposed to go in his area and go straight to the altar and then go straight to the.
So now you didn't hear it broadcast.
Not until I didn't realize it till afterwards. So he goes into the room, and he's talking on the phone, and I'm just so in tune.
Do you feel like there was any?
I voided out everything.
I need you to listen to my question. Do you feel, as you stand here, even the slightest bit of embarrassment that your technical deficiency was heard throughout all of the guests? I mean, it's not your fault. If he was cheating on his bride, I'm glad he was exposed. So I do not want you to misunderstand what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, do you feel like this was your best moment professionally?
I wouldn't say maybe the best.
No,
moment.
And you're counterclaiming because you want.
Why are people like this? They're just admit some wrongdoing and own it. I don't understand why people feel the need to constantly defend themselves and do some wiggle rounds. It's like, you obviously fucked up. Own it. Own a little bit of it at least. You cannot like act like you were perfect and you did everything right, because if you did, we wouldn't be in the scenario. But again, we're also glad at the same time that the fiance did hear this though too. So mixed feelings.
On all of your feet, even though you didn't video anything. Well, I'm sorry, you videoed some interviews.
Yes.
But that got broadcast, and then his private conversations got broadcast throughout and then caused the debacle of his relationship.
Yes, and Your Honor, it's
well,
not,
he caused the debacle of his relationship.
I could not help the situation that he ruined his own wedding and
no,
destroyed
I understand, but you could help whether you counterclaim an additional $5,500 when obviously a lot of the work didn't happen. You did not sit through the wedding, video the wedding. You didn't have to spend hundreds of hours editing it. You didn't have to, and yet you've come to court and you are counterclaiming against him to get the remaining money.
Well, ma'am, what happened is, Your Honor, excuse me, I did do a lot of work. So in the contract, it's 1,500 hours worth of work. And I have
how much work would you have done beforehand? I'm sorry. If I have to tell you, I think you've done enough talking. I think you should listen a little.
She's so triggered by this guy, the judge. Rightfully so, though. Obviously, her being a woman and everything like that. Yeah, I don't think anyone's saying that she didn't do a lot of work, and it wasn't just her. She had like a few other people, again, part of this team to again organize and plan for the weekend and plan for the event and so forth. So there's a lot of work taking place that is not actually done that day, but like pre-work done to again prepare for this big wedding day, which I wonder if that's what she's more arguing for compensation for. But yeah, she can't, in my again, I'm a therapist, not an attorney, but like it doesn't seem ethically right for her to get all the money when the whole event did not happen. Even though, yes, she did do a good amount of work preparing and prepping for it, but
I've just been
tell me what you did beforehand, because all of this work comes after the wedding and during the filming. So and during the editing, really. But tell me what you had done, quote, beforehand.
I had my team come. They had to take days off. I had to pay them. I had to get the equipment going. I spent so much time just setting up the angles, talking to all the guests, doing the private interviews. And as how I worked along the way, I kind of edit as I go too. So it's like a lot of time I put in there for my team as well. And after,
do you think anybody's going to hire you hearing that, you made such a fundamental mistake?
I just feel that he deterred from the plan of going to get married.
Well, I'm sorry, you're standing there, you're interviewing him. When he turns around to take a phone call, tell him you're still mic'd.
Coming up.
Do you seriously think that if...
Yeah, like I mentioned before, like there's things that she could have done in the moment to stop this from happening. It has nothing to do with press. It's just like, give me the damn mic, like, and go off and have your conversation, because she knew it was being broadcasted to the whole wedding. But like she said before, she was so, I don't know, into gossip drama mode where she wanted to hear the conversation. She's like, "Oh, this is juicy." I really do think she was like that. She was into the gossip mode, and she just was like, "Oh, wow, what are they talking about?" Like, I'm really interested in hearing this negative, toxic gossip or this negative, toxic interaction between him and his ex on his wedding day. I think she was more invested in that at that time than being a professional and doing the right thing, which again messed up her thinking, her mindset of just the basics of, hey, can I have your mic so you can go off and have this conversation? So, yep, she was a little sidetracked there, and that's what I feel. So,
if you had been in the bathroom, the wedding wouldn't have gone.
Oh, no.
Should have been more in tune to what was going on with the phone call and his mic.
No. You get me wrong. I don't care.
I'm taking some responsibility for the fact that I should have been more in tune to what was going on with the phone call and his mic.
No. You get me wrong. I don't care about his. I don't care that he got caught. I'm glad you got caught. I don't care about it. I care that he is saying you breached the contract. You're supposed to be a professional and know what you're doing. Meanwhile, you let him walk off. And whether he's in the bathroom having intestinal infortitude, or whether he's having a conversation with his auntie, or whether he's having a conversation with his mistress, or whether he's having a conversation with his first love, it doesn't matter to me. He is saying this happened, and then I didn't get my money's worth. Now, you're saying, well, I didn't get my money's worth because the wedding didn't go forward. Do you seriously think that if you had been in the bathroom, the wedding wouldn't?
She's gonna let him have it right now. She's just gonna let him have it.
Going forward? You know it's the content of your conversation that made the wedding not go forward.
That is correct, but it
What
doesn't.
did your bride-to-be say to you? How did you find out that this had happened?
I was returning to the ceremony, and we ran into each other, and she was in tears.
How do you run into each other when the ceremony hasn't begun and you're the groom and she's the bride? How did that happen?
Because she heard the
So she
phone call over the
so
PA.
she just ran into
I
the
just don't
church
see
with
how
all
that's
the
my
guests there?
She left the
I don't see how
ceremony.
that's my
What the
fault.
ceremony wasn't happening. You two are the ceremony. So the ceremony has not begun, folks. So she didn't leave the ceremony. Where did she go? And I'm trying to understand to see how this develops. All right. So what does she do? She runs into the room where the ceremony was gonna be.
No, we ran into each other like at a midpoint. I
Okay.
don't know what you would call a hallway.
And what did she say to you?
She said, "I can't believe you did this," and she
What
was
else?
crying. And
What else did she say?
Wow.
Well, she must have said
she's like,
something
"This
more
is
than that.
over," and I was begging her to not be and trying to explain the situation.
Well, what did she think the situation was? What did she say?
She thought that I still had feelings for my ex, and I just was making it clear that anyone's first love, there's always still a connection there.
Why are you even
I'm
talking
sure.
to her on your wedding day?
She called me, and as
Why
I
are
was
you
trying
answering the phone, running out to answer the phone when you've just been interviewed about your love for Amy?
because she's already sending text
You're
messages.
supposed to be at the altar.
I
Why are you
understand that,
stopping
but
to
she
speak
was
to her?
sending threatening text messages
Threatening text messages.
that she was going
Well,
to
how
ruin
long
the
has it
wedding.
been since you see this woman? Oh, you know which women write a threatening text message? The one whose house you were just at. Nobody from 10 years ago writes a threatening text
It
message.
wasn't 10 years ago, it was months ago.
And your fiance
Oh, I'm
wouldn't
sorry.
leave
Wait,
the wedding.
wait. Hold on. That's not just going to slide by. It was months ago, so you cheated on your wife
You
to be
said when
months
I
ago.
spoke with her. I didn't
cheating.
do anything with her. I spoke with her.
Is that
Really?
why she left you at the wedding with the whole
She left me at the
venue?
wedding because you were terrible at your
Can
job.
I just? No, she didn't. No, sweetheart. Don't be so stupid.
It wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for her
you mean-
negligence.
right. But for her incompetence, you wouldn't have been caught.
Caught trying to save my wedding?
Caught trying to save your wedding.
She said she was going to come and ruin
Had
the
that
wedding.
fly with your bride because it's flying the same way with me.
Your Honor, if I may interrupt, when you do videography and things, there's so much work, and all this videoing and filming and everything takes place like a lot when everybody shows up, the families, that's a lot of
You didn't
time
get the
and
family
effort.
because the wedding
And
didn't
so,
start yet.
Let me
That happened
finish.
after the wedding.
I'm going to figure out what your work was worth that you put in beforehand. You can talk all you want, but my job is to see through this.
Your Honor, I have evidence.
Stop. I'm ordering you on his lawsuit against you. I am ordering you to return a portion of the money that you were paid, $3,000 verdict for the plaintiff. On your lawsuit against him to collect $11,000, no, that's not going to happen. Most of that $11,000 you didn't end up having to do. The gall of you suing for an additional $5,500, so you would get your entire $11,000 that you were charging when you didn't have to do 90% of the work. No, that's not going to happen. On your counterclaim against him, $0. On his claim against you, $3,000.
Judge Marion has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $3,000.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video. Little context, like, are we surprised by the verdict? Part of me thought that she might have been maybe able to get some money, but also I wouldn't be surprised if she got none or that she owes him some money back. Just because, again, taking all the emotion in the affair or the emotional affair, or whatever you want to call it, aside from the legal